I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I think the funnier part about it is that people get so serious. Like, people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, you have one arm. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, give me one of yours? Like, I mean, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
You're perfect. You are predictable. This is boyfriend. This is boyfriend. Because look at him. He's so cute. Yeah. Ready? Here. No, don't make me a liar. He's so good. I love him.
Growing up, obviously, given that I didn't have a handwriting, was a little bit more difficult than it was for most people, I would say. And I got quite frustrated at times. So Toby came home with us, and I claimed Toby. I got to the point that I found it silly to use a bridle. So I would just ride my horses with a neck rope, and that turned out to be a lot easier for me. Toby, I would say, gave me the gift of unconditional acceptance, and it's something that horses have that I don't think anyone else has it the way they do, where they don't see if you're different or if you're struggling, they just see how you treat them.
He's a very good boy. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, half the battle of overcoming a difference is just accepting it, you know? Like, it is what it is, you know? Like, if you're dyslexic or you have a learning disability or you have something going on, like, part of the battle is just first accept it, because as soon as you accept it, then you can start moving on. So I came to Penn State, and I was convinced that I was going to avoid horses at all costs. I was going to join a dance club and, a Bible study and all this stuff. I remember being there my first week, and I hadn't really met anyone. I didn't really have any friends. It was Friday night of syllabus week, and I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing anything. And I remember my friend who had graduated that year was on PSET. She called me, and she was like, what are you doing? Like, it's the first Friday night at college. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm just sitting in my dorm. And she was like, you loser, you need to go join PSET.
You want me to because we feel this urge of like trying to catch you.
Come to me. I never really was good friends with other horse girls. That sounds really bad, but we would compete against each other and be friendly, but we weren't friends.
I was gonna say, you guys have probably seen them when we like slept at people's houses or whatever.
I've seen you when you wake up in the morning. It's scary.
Run across them like so mean. That to the in and out to the Swedish, and the only one I've had jump at is Diablo, Harry Box.
I would like to think that a typical day should be waking up and pouring a cup of coffee because I love coffee, and going to the barn. I ride in the morning, and then I do classes and my studies in the afternoon and evening. So I guess a perfect day or a typical day would hopefully be that, but you never know what's going to happen when horses are in your life. So what we're doing is we're creating a new chair on the board. They will not necessarily have to go to all the officer meetings. It's not something that I ever pictured myself doing coming into this team. I really hope that I'm not a one-way street as a leader. I really hope that people feel that they can come to me if they're struggling with something, if they need help with something, whether it's inside the team or outside the team. I always struggle to help people. What'd you get? Solid. Good job. Yeah, it's really good.
She keeps it fun, but she's also a little bit strict on things. And she's not afraid to point out things and stand up for things that need to be talked about. She's not uncomfortable about talking about anything. And she's not uncomfortable about calling people out. And you need that. But she's also very, if something positive happens, she makes a big deal about it. And the team needs that.
The weekend saying your team was rocking it, like it was 2 o'clock and there were already horses like put away back at Dover Farm on Sunday, like it was 3. So I cannot thank you enough. I hope you guys keep up the energy and the work ethic throughout the semester because you were awesome. When I was born, the doctors wanted to put me in a prosthetic and my mom was like, no. I grew up not even realizing that I was necessarily missing an arm. I mean, it was completely normal. It was completely okay. I got a prosthetic actually my sophomore year of high school. The first summer with the prosthetic was horrible. It was awful. I like couldn't steer. It was just, it would fall off. It was really bad. So it definitely took a long time to adjust. Goes on like that, like a jacket around the back. I'm gonna get buckled in here. This strap controls it. So because it goes around my back, there's like this cable that runs all the way down. So then if I pull this strap here, that's what opens it. So when I hook into the rein per se, I am not able to adjust it while I'm competing. So with a hand, obviously you can shorten your rein and lengthen your rein. But with a hook, I'm in and I'm stuck there. So, and sometimes stuck there when I fall off, which is not a pretty picture. It certainly is more difficult to deal with in IHSA because you don't know the horses that you're riding.
We have the results for show class 5. In first place, number 590, Elizabeth Traband from Penn State.
I've had to work for every ounce of success. I've been very fortunate in the fact that my family owns a farm. So it's been easy for me to get riding time, and I would have to work really hard at home to get them to the level where they would be able to be competitive. And then when we go to a horse show, it had to count. It had to count because there weren't extra horse shows, there wasn't extra capital to keep horse showing. And that's something that I'm very proud of, and I think in the long run, looking back, it's made me the rider I am today. Horses are definitely going to be in my future, I can tell you that much. If I didn't have horses in my life, I mean, maybe I'd have a boyfriend. Realistically, don't see myself getting on a team anytime soon because obviously I have a lot of learning to do and I have quite a mountain to climb, but most certainly in the next 10 or 20 years, I would like to be starting to ride on Nations Cup teams and representing the U.S., so that would be awesome. I'm not satisfied. I have so many things that I want to do and places I want to go, but at the same time, I understand that I have to be chill and I have to do it one day at a time. I don't want to come off as unsatisfied because I'm so fortunate on so many levels and I've gotten so far, but at the end of the day, I'm not stopping. So I hope that people know that.